Hello, and welcome to Super Mario Words, where we talk about random Mario things and rank them.
Hello.
I'm Sen.
And I'm Drew.
Today we are talking about Dry Bones.
Dry Bones, the living Koopa skeleton man.
Yes, I think this is first seen in Super Mario Bros. 3.
That's correct.
It's an enemy that when you step on its head, falls apart, but then it gets back up after.
Total Eclipse of the Heart.
What?
Keep going.
Yeah. Dry Bones has increasingly become kind of a character as well.
Yeah, like there's a bunch of games where it seems to be like a Dry Bones that does stuff and plays sports.
Yeah, it plays sports. It uses electrokinesis to play soccer.
Which, good for you, man.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going to come into our analysis, but I feel like having learned it, I did need to share it. So I think we can go straight to our first discussion question then.
Yes, which is...
number 1, are Dry Bones actually dead Koopas? And if not, what are they?
Well, yeah, like, the obvious thing looking at them is they are Koopa Skeleton Man reanimated by dark magic, as skeletons in video games usually are.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But
the
Mario universe is a little cagey about the afterlife.
Yeah, like, they introduced a lot of ghosts and skeletons and stuff like that in the early games, and then later on we're like, maybe we shouldn't say that Bowser, who lovably plays go-karts, actually uses dark magic to raise the dead.
And then they melt his flesh off.
Well,
I will never let anyone forget that in a canonical Mario game, and I mean the true version of canonical, that Bowser's flesh melts off.
Yeah.
And
he becomes also a skeleton man.
So, yes.
And he becomes Dry Bowser, whose name is clearly modeled on this.
Yeah. So
did that happen to the other Dry Bones?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Were they specifically dunked in lava? I don't know.
Yeah, because that seems cruel, even if it doesn't technically kill them.
It seems a little cruel. So we think we brought up before, boos are apparently claimed not to be ghosts.
Yeah.
Although at some point, if we're going to be leaning on that, we should probably find a source for it.
That's a good point. Later.
Yeah. They're from the ghost dimension.
They are the same ghost dimension as the Matter Splatter Galaxy.
However, boos are round white friends.
Yes.
And if you told me that's not the soul of a dead person, it just kind of came out of the air one day, I'd be like, well, that seems weird, but like, I don't have any like physical questions of how that happened. Like they're intangible. Fine.
They're balloon dudes. Okay, sure.
If you told me this skeleton just kind of appeared from nowhere, I would be like, I have a little more trouble accepting that premise.
I am a skeleton. Half.
Half?
Half.
Half?
I'm half a skeleton.
Well, I guess you are.
Half skeleton, half man. Which part is the skeleton? The skeleton part.
Every human is a hybrid of
Yes.
a skeleton and a skeleton.
A flesh.
Yeah,
a fleshy blob.
Evolution decided that we needed to hybridize these two creatures if either of them is to survive.
Yeah, back in the days when all the skeletons were walking around, as you can tell when people just dig skeletons up out of the ground.
Well, I mean, those were the days of the Skeleton War.
Yes.
That's why they had to stop skeletons from fighting.
Yes.
That's another reference no one's gonna get.
It's...
Anyway. So
look, I made an elf only in reference. Never mind.
So I feel strongly that it kind of has to be a skeleton.
Yeah, at the very least, it has to be, like... I very much doubt that there's a whole race of dinosaurs who are just skeletons and have skeleton babies. That is a little too disturbing for me. Especially the idea of skeleton baby Dry Bones.
I don't know.
Doctor.
I mean, I wouldn't... If you presented that to me as a world-building concept, I wouldn't turn it away. necessarily.
That's fair.
But I will say that it does raise difficult questions. Once you've put skeletons in your game, you can't just avoid the difficult questions about death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're skeletons.
They're skeletons. Maybe. Oh, man.
Dry bones also kind of appear to be empty inside.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because a Koopa's shell is like its shirt.
Yeah. Koopas can come out of their shells.
Dry bones cannot.
Yeah.
Which suggests a number of possible things.
Okay.
First of all, that when the Koopa is out of its shell, its torso has no bones.
Okay. Possible. I mean, I remember the hunched over Koopas in Super Mario World.
Yeah, that would definitely explain that if they had no torso bones.
Yeah, and they just relied on this exoskeleton.
Yeah, which to a degree like makes sense because if you see turtle bones, they are empty inside because turtle shells are not like shirts.
No, they do not come off.
No, but it doesn't square with the biology of a regular Koopa.
Yeah, like there are other games where they just walk around normal without their shells.
Which raises the possibility that the shell maybe came from a Koopa that isn't dead. It is gray and brittle, though.
Yeah, and it does also just crumble and then come back.
Yeah.
Also, I just noticed something disturbing. Paper Mario Koopas have a few little hairs on their head, which suggests that vestiges of the living flesh remain.
Well, I don't like that.
Nope.
I'm going to decanonize that.
Sounds good. Sounds good. To be fair, like later Paper Mario games also seem to leave that off, so...
I'm trying to picture in my head, like, where in the Koopa a bones would be. Where in the Koopa a bones would be.
Yes!
And I'm comparing it to the headline image of the dry bones on the wiki. And I'm just, like, not really sure.
Yeah, like, does this skeleton actually fit underneath a regular Koopa?
Also, like, wouldn't the beak kind of already be...
Yeah, it's not made of bone, it's made of beak. Like keratin, right?
Is that...
I think that's how that works.
Hold on. You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to look up a bird skeleton. This is important. No, it does have a beak.
Okay, that is bone. All right, fair. Good to know.
Do bird beaks, do they have, like, skin or, like... Because they're not usually, like, white, right?
Yeah. So I guess they must have some level of skin.
To be fair, the morphology of the bird skeleton compared to the dry bone skeleton is surprisingly close.
Yeah.
So maybe we're being a little over-analytical.
Maybe.
So I think that we can probably conclude that it is an actual Koopa skeleton.
Yeah, I guess we don't really have a way around that, huh?
But the thing is that the bones are all bleached, including parts that were on the outside when it's alive.
That is true.
Which, to me, and because not all the bones are there, if we accept... And I think that just from the basic biology of bipedal beings, which Koopas are now in modern Mario,
and
we kind of have to accept that they do have torso bones.
Yeah.
So not all the bones are there.
No.
The shell is bleached, which doesn't make sense.
To a
degree. Which means it's probably an old skeleton. Which means...
Oh, boy.
Dry bones are probably the result of grave robbing. What do you think? I think that I have a pretty good case.
That's a pretty good case, but... Okay. Hear me out.
Yeah?
Dry Bowser, I feel, is important here. Because regular Bowser turns into Dry Bowser and then later on turns back, you know?
I'm pulling up a visual of Dry Bowser.
Yeah, please. I'll do that as well.
What is Dry Bomber?
Oh,
that's
Lord.
A tank. It's a tank that Dry Bones drives.
Drives.
God.
Big things into puns even if they're not actually puns.
See, his shell has like a lava like kind of a cracked obsidian with lava motif, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because he was dunked in lava.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. You killed him.
Oh, Lord. Yeah.
And now he's a skeleton.
Occasionally, Dry Bowser is a separate character from Bowser. in like the Mario Kart games.
They're like, all right, Bowser. So in this game, in Mario Kart, Dry Bowser is going to be a character. And he's like, so do you need me to like die? And they're like, no. You're going to be a character in there too. And he's like, how does that work? And he's like, we're going to just need to like take your bones out. I'm sorry, what was your original point?
Okay. Wow. Alright. Okay. Bowser got turned into Dry Bowser and then turned back.
Yes.
Maybe this is a form that a regular Koopa can turn into.
Like getting dunked in lava?
Possibly, but maybe getting dunked in lava is, the old archaic way to do it, and maybe this is a power-up. Maybe this is the equivalent of, like, a mushroom or something for Koopas.
But I like the grave robbing angle.
That is also fair.
Plus, we tend to find them in, like, fortresses and stuff.
Yeah, where there are also boos and...
and you kind of expect to see, like, skeletons in, like, dungeons and shit.
That's true. And glowy circles.
We're still not really sure what those are.
Yeah. Nope.
I don't know if there's even enough meat on those bones, so to speak, to do a full episode on those. They'll just have to remain a mystery.
Yes.
They will be ejected from the Super Mario Words canon. But where do they get the bones for Dry Bowser to be a separate character if they don't take them out of Bowser?
I mean, maybe. Oh.
What?
No, I was gonna say maybe Dry Bowser is like another alternate universe, similar to like what we were speculating on Baby Mario and Dr. Mario.
Yeah, I guess. God, the side games are weird.
Yeah.
We're like coming up with new discussion questions about a different character. So let's move on. Are we settled on grave robbing, or are you still unhappy with that explanation?
Let's keep with grave robbing for now, because the later questions might illuminate something.
Okay. So number 2, in what manner are Koopas raised from the dead? Is it all the time? Or is there some kind of necromancy in play here? So the question is, does every Koopa come back from the dead?
Yeah, and that is a good question. Like, boy, if Koopas just do that, that would certainly answer the first question, but would raise so many other questions.
It's just kind of part of the Koopa life cycle. Like
there you go.
It grows larger, and then it dies and skeletonizes and gets back up and resumes shuffling on its immortal coil.
Nope.
Are we rejecting that
idea? We are rejecting that.
Okay, then we have to bring necromancy into it.
We have to bring... Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah?
Let's start off with necromancy, but I have a possible alternate explanation, but would start off with necromancy because that's cool.
Okay. I mean, it seems pretty obvious to conclude that Magic Koopas probably do necromancy.
Yeah, like, Magic Koopas are... Like we said last time, often associated with all of these undead types. They show up in the same fortresses and castles. Yeah. And they have no respect for the laws of man or God.
It's true. I'm curious if there are different types of Magic Koopas. Like,
God,
we can find like blue ones, red ones, ones that stand in the defiance of life and death. I don't know.
Is there a Magic Koopa that doesn't do that?
Well, I mean, regular ones that appear in Super Mario World just, like, turn blocks into living creatures.
That definitely is, in fact, standing in defiance of the laws of life and death.
Ugh.
Like, when you put it that way, it's a very clear-cut case.
Hey, wait. In Super Mario Brothers 1... the part that everyone like ignores because they're like, this is too weird, so it's probably not canon.
Yes,
is about like Mushroom Kingdom citizens getting turned into blocks.
Ooh, yeah.
Clearly, like Magic Koopas must have done that.
Ooh, yeah, that makes sense.
At some point, we really need to do a deep dive into the magic of the Koopa Kingdom, because
yeah.
it's like this. There's clearly a lot of magic in the Super Mario universe, but it never really takes center stage.
It's true. What takes center stage is jumping.
Well, yeah.
And occasionally Olympic sports.
So we got to assume that in places where there are graves,
yes,
and mausoleums and shit,
yeah,
that the Magic Koopas just like loot them for bones. We don't even know if they're all the same person's bones. I mean, I guess they usually would, but
yeah,
depends on where you find them, right?
Yeah, you could like Frankenstein a skeleton together.
Yeah,
I know there are para-dry bones that have wings. And I'm just going to assume those aren't their wings. So there's no reason you couldn't stick on other people's other body parts.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, there are Koopas that naturally have wings.
That is true.
But you could do either, pretty much.
Yeah.
You could just glue on wings. There are definitely... I found the variant section. There's a variant of Magic Koopas called Big Magic Koopa.
Okay.
He's just big. He's first appears in Yoshi's Safari.
Okay.
I've never played Yoshi's Safari.
Nor I?
What is a Magifoofa? Oh, they're Fawful variants.
Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, that's way off track.
Yeah.
So yeah, they loot graves and mausoleums. Mm-hmm. Do you think that Bowser, like, clearly Bowser's Kingdom must have like a history to it?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you think that he's like disrespectful of Koopa history? He's just like, what if we just like looted our ancestors' bones and brought them to life as soldiers?
Possibly. The thing is, he has a surprisingly loyal army.
That's true.
Like, I feel like if this was a major Koopa cultural, like, taboo, then he would not have the level of the support he has to have to keep coming back over and over and over.
On the other hand, like, there are times when, like, a society and culture has, like, changed radically under extremist leadership.
That is true.
I wonder if, like, Bowser has kind of like a cult-like status across his kingdom, because like there's no real talk of like what the kingdom was like pre-Bowser.
It's true.
We don't know anything about the nation's past leaders, if they were like his descendants, if he usurped the throne.
Possibly.
We really don't know anything about the history.
Yeah. On the other hand, like, two things.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, to maintain that kind of thing for a long time, you have to be doing one of two things.
Right.
You either have to, A, be, spending a lot of your time and energy oppressing the people at home, or B, actively, like, going out and conquering a lot, to maintain a flow of resources back to home.
Maybe.
And the thing is, Bowser's army is always out there, but rarely actually manages to hold anything for any significant length of time because of Mario.
Well, that's true. Yes.
Unless he's doing that in places other than the Mushroom Kingdom.
Maybe the Koopa species was not like unified before Bowser.
Oh yeah, maybe he's like the equivalent of like Nobunaga.
Which makes, because we see like there are stuff happening in Yoshi's Island.
Yes.
Which we're still kind of unsettled on its canonicity.
Well, yeah, fair.
But we can see that there are kind of what appears to be potentially kind of, how do I put it, like little fiefdoms.
Yes.
And so maybe this is like pre-unification.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't necessarily know that all of the enemies we fight in Yoshi's Island work for Bowser.
That's true.
The Magic Koopas who try to steal Baby Mario are just kind of opportunistic about it. Most of the enemies might just be hassling you because you're passing through their territory. I mean, like, do you really think that the monkeys spitting watermelon seeds at you are like Bowser's soldiers?
No.
I especially because Bowser's like a baby.
Yeah.
but I don't know. Now I'm thinking like there's definitely there's some opportunities for learning about the past of the Mario universe if we do consider it to be canon.
That is true. At the very least, we can consider it to be historically accurate to the period, even if it doesn't lead into the Mario universe as we know it.
Well, it might be kind of like mytho-historical, kind of like, Remus and Romulus.
It's a legend of the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, stuff that it kind of might be difficult to determine absolute truth or falsity, based partly on historical record. Like Prince Shotoku in Japan as well. Who may have been a real political leader, but probably didn't ride a Pegasus.
Well, that's fair.
We're at 20 minutes in. We should.
I just want to see the epic prequel about Bowser uniting the.
That would be pretty great.
Anyway.
Bowser's Ambition.
Yes. I mean, they did a Pokemon version of it.
Yeah, I guess so. Did you have an alternative theory to the necromancy?
That's right. So, Mario has lives.
Yeah.
But Mario can get new lives with a 1-up mushroom. 1-up mushrooms exist in this kingdom.
Right.
What if you can give regular Koopas more lives?
And then they just leave bodies behind when they...
Well, no. See, actually, this could go with the grave robbing. Maybe this is you take a skeleton and just dump 1-up energy on it.
This is getting very Undertale.
It is.
But
I like Undertale, so that's okay.
It would the bodies of Koopas can't handle this much determination.
Oh Lord.
Let's put a pin in that
to
maybe discuss in a future episode what the necromancy is.
Yeah, but I guess we have said that is some sort of necromancy and grave robbing at this point.
The unknown past history of the Koopa Kingdom is definitely another rich vein, a rich unexplored vein for our podcast's lore.
Yes.
Which we have unlocked with this episode.
Yeah.
It's not all about Phanto.
Achievement unlocked.
And his interdimensional machinations.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next discussion question.
Yes.
Or else we're going to have a hour-long episode.
Oh, God. Keep going.
Okay, so number 3. So Dry Bones has been a character in several sports and Mario Party games.
Yes.
Are we to take that Dry Bones has free will, and if it doesn't, is compelling a skeleton to play Mario Party a hideous mockery of the dead?
Well, I mean, it definitely is, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's a hideous mockery either way.
Yeah. Compelling anyone to play Mario Party is an indignity upon them.
That is true.
Which I don't think should be acceptable. Mario Party should be used as evidence in a war crime tribunal.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, what were you going to say?
But yeah, that's fair. But it does seem like, honestly, Dry Bones have free will.
They have
in a lot of the RPGs, they have dialogue.
Yeah,
they're not just saying congratulations.
Yeah, you can see they have eyes. They have little floating eyes. There's an animating will in them.
They have facial expressions.
But where does it come from?
Man, it can't be. It seems unlikely that it's the spirit or whatever of the original Koopa. If these are old skeletons, you're not gonna. I doubt that even the most powerful of Magic Koopas could summon a soul back from whatever the afterlife is. We haven't even confirmed that in this universe souls exist.
Yes,
correct.
That is still an open question.
So are Dry Bones more like newborn beings?
I mean, it seems like that they would basically be bone golems.
Yeah.
That's
extremely disturbing, actually.
But as soon as I say it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If we think of them as bone golems, they're artificial beings animated with the bones of the long dead.
Holy balls.
I love how every episode that culminates in me getting to say one horrifying thing, is just, it fills me with delight. I consider each episode where I managed to pull that off a victory.
Yeah.
I have won at podcasting this day.
Oh, all right. So dry bones are free-willed bone golems.
Yeah.
Oh, lordy.
Yes?
This brings up a disturbing possibility.
Of course. There are no other possibilities.
Well, yeah.
Continue.
Dry Bowser, right?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah! Like, Mario lives. When Mario dies, he doesn't leave a body behind, usually, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really clear that he does die.
Yeah, does die or whatever.
He just kind of falls off of the
screen.
world.
Yeah. But it's possible Bowser has died, come back to life, but left his old body behind to be reanimated and turned into a bone golem.
But he does come back.
He does come back.
Well,
and to be fair, the thing that comes out of the lava is immediately alive, and it certainly seems to share Bowser's goals.
This has troubling implications for the existence of souls or not.
This has troubling implications for a lot of things.
I guess, I mean, it is easy to explain now how they could be separate characters if one of them is a horrific animatronic using Bowser's bones. That's a challenging phrase, isn't it?
I feel like we're going to have to do another Dry Bowser specific episode eventually.
Yeah. Probably not right away.
Not immediately, but eventually.
There's a lot here. The Mario settings refusal to grapple with the idea of souls really leaves us in kind of a lurch here.
Yeah.
Where we are going to have to decide on our own about it.
Yeah.
Are we satisfied with...
I am very satisfied and would like to move on from these horrifying statements.
Yeah, it does have an animating will,
yes.
But not the one that was originally in its body.
Yeah. Oh,
I think
Lord.
that's probably pretty clear, I think. So let's move on. So number 4, can anything become a dry enemy, or is it restricted to certain kinds of enemies?
All right, well, yeah, because Dry Bones is a Koopa and Bowser's a Koopa, and you would think they were related, right? Maybe it's something about that. But later games introduce all kinds of bone enemies.
I'm still struggling with the piranha plant.
Why piranha plant have bone in it?
What is it called?
Bone piranha plant.
Bone... Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I think we gotta kind of say here that
this is not a reanimated piranha plant.
No, I mean, if they're just looting bones,
they
probably just found... What if in this universe, the first discovery of, dinosaur bones... I mean, aside from the real dinosaurs that do exist, but, this universe is equivalent of, fossils.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, we found, all of the bones of all these strange creatures that we've never seen before. Let's, turn them into sculptures and animate them. So this is just the spine of some long dead extinct creature.
Yeah.
That they had just kind of assembled into a plant shape.
Now that you mention it,
yeah,
the quote unquote skull reminds me of a chain chomp.
Does chain chomp have bone in it?
I don't know.
How many bone enemies are there? Can we?
Oh Lord, bone Goomba, bone piranha plant, bony beetle, fishbone, Pionpi, who I think is from Super Mario Land, and that's probably different.
Where did you get this list from?
From the Dry Bones page.
Ah.
Yeah. Skeleton Bee, the Spine Coaster, which is a even more disturbing pair of words than anything else we've been talking about.
Oh yeah, those are the snake things that are bone bridge. They move on tracks.
Yeah, which implies that they've reanimated something as a vehicle.
Yeah, that's awful. Don't do that.
That's horrifying. Please don't do that.
Okay, the skeleton bee is clearly not a skeleton.
Oh no, it's just a bee wearing a skull mask. That's fine.
It's a cubone bee.
Yeah. QB.
So, I guess, I mean, the thing is that we're not really turning an enemy into a dry enemy.
Yeah.
We're just kind of taking a collection of bones and giving it an animus.
Yeah.
Which means that basically it's like sculpture basically, but using bones. Are there like animated constructs aside from bone enemies in the Mario universe? I mean, there's gotta be, right?
Well, I mean, that's an interesting question because there's things that could be animated construct. There are those hopping Bowser statues from Super Mario World, right?
There is also thwomps.
Thwomps. Yeah, we don't know what the deal with thwomps and thwimps and thwomps and wimps. What the deal with any of those beings is.
We're gonna have to put a pin in that one because I think we need to do an episode investigating how that is sentient.
Yeah. Because it clearly is. It's got a face.
It does have a face. It's more of an open question if the hopping Bowser statues are sentient or not.
That is true.
But, okay, I'm going to establish a bold piece of Super Mario World's canon. Whether something is an animate sentient being with a will or not depends entirely on whether it has eyes. And if it doesn't have eyes, it doesn't. And we're going to put that thesis to the test anytime we have the opportunity and see where it takes us.
I already see one disturbing implication.
Yes.
Which is that there are a lot of like hills and bushes and clouds that are sentient.
I think that we're already going in an excellent direction.
Okay.
I mean, it has eyes. Surely, if you, in the back of your mind, you looked at it and you're like, I mean, that hill is clearly alive somehow, right? You
Possibly with the sound of music.
You see it and you just know. Somehow this is a universe where hills are sentient.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
cool.
A castle hits one in the face and it gets a little bandage on it.
That is true, actually.
So yeah.
That is canon.
It is. It's actually canon. So yeah, I mean, basically you can make a dry anything if you're willing to build it out of bones.
Yeah.
Is the answer.
That's fair.
All right. Okay. So I think that we have everything. This has been a productive episode in terms of generating new lore.
Yeah.
New horrifying lore.
Lorifying.
It is lorifying.
All right, so we still have the rating left.
Ranking.
The ranking rating.
Yes. Okay. So let's just start in the middle. Above or below flood?
Okay, well, dry bones. Oh man. It's a good question. What is above flood?
What is above flood? Bunt. From bottom to top, Bunt, Matter Splatter Galaxy, Painting, Phanto, and Professor Elvingad.
All right, that's interesting because those are all very distinct entities, you know. And dry bones is less distinct than that. What's below flood?
From top to bottom, Charge and Chuck, Shy Guy, Mask Gate, and Stew.
Yeah, I really feel like dry bones belongs in the same category as Charge and Chuck and Shy Guy.
Just because it's like a species?
I mean, it's a type of enemy. It is distinct, and I mean, it adds some interesting flavor, definitely.
I mean, that seems a little bit. I mean, are we gonna put like a ranking cap on all species?
I guess not. I'm just trying to get a feel here for what do you think?
Well, I think that the lore potential is interesting and makes it a lot more appealing, I think.
That's true. On the other hand, Shy Guys also have very high lore potential.
Shy Guys have high lore potential, but we kind of, I feel, we didn't really kind of get to tap into its fullest potential. That's more true. Kind of realized in the Phanto episode, I think.
That is true. And we did put Phanto very high.
Maybe we should re-rank Shy Guys at some point.
Maybe.
But not right now.
Not right now.
I don't know, because I think that the implications we've discovered merit putting it in the top half.
All right, that's fair.
I
so
feel
above flood?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, honestly, I feel like the more I think about Bunt, like my deep, undying love for the Bunt doesn't override the fact that it is kind of a lore cul-de-sac.
That's true.
Which, because I think that...
Although it does... Actually, Bunt is another example of something being animated.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which we decided was a Pygmalion situation.
Yes. Which is different than Magic Koopa Magic, but on the other hand, it was animated by a powerfully magical Koopa.
It's true.
Yeah.
So what do you think, above or below Bunt?
I kind of want to put it between Flood and Bunt.
All right.
Yeah.
So just to...
Because it's an interesting thing to animate using magic, but on the other hand, skeletons are pretty basic, and cakes are a weirder thing to animate, so...
Yeah. So we didn't go over much of the list, so just to review. This would place the Dry Bones below Professor Elvin Gadd, Phanto, Painting, Matter Splatter Galaxy, and Bunt.
Yes.
Do all that seem reasonable?
That all seems reasonable.
And it would place Dry Bones above Flood, Charge and Chuck, Shy Guy, Mask Gate, and Stews.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're pretty much in agreement then.
All right.
And I would normally review the rankings, but I literally just did.
You literally just did.
It would be a little redundant. All right, so I think that we can wrap up there.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, we will see you next time.
See you in another castle.
Bye-bye.